Hey, what's going on, Matthew and Rosie? Oh wait, I'm looking down.
Me too.
Hey, how's it going? What was I gonna say?
Hi everyone, this is Rosie and Matthew.
Man, you did it good, but I had my hand up. Okay, go ahead. Ready? Start.
Hello, this is Rosie and Matthew. Welcome back. This is our
Episode
3 of 8.5 weeks into our training.
Your training.
My training. I can't.
Hey, how's it going? This is Matthew and Rosie. Welcome back. This is episode 3 of Marathon Training. If you're joining us for the very first time, welcome to Veloz Running, where we talk about all things running. And remember, help us grow this channel. So please subscribe, ring the bell, share, like it, help us out. But there's a lot of things going on since our last video. At least another 3 weeks of training. We're actually probably about 8 weeks into the training. For this marathon training. For those of you that are joining us for the very first time, my wife signed up for her very first marathon, with the catch that she really doesn't like to run, but we're hoping through this journey that she's going to start liking to run. I don't think she's there yet, but all we're trying to do right now is cover the mileage. We're not trying to hit anything, but she has we've done 2 more 5Ks since the last video, so we're going to update you on that as well. And then also, the cool thing about running is that you get to buy new shoes. So she's been, that's probably the best part of this training, is that she's ordering shoes now, and we're getting some shoes, so we can talk about that just a little bit. And then we have some special news for you that was really exciting. We were excited about it. It was really a surprise, but we are really excited about it, and it was just a big blessing that happened to us. Some people have requested what Rosie was doing for training. For those of you that may not know, I've run 10 marathons and been around a lot of really cool runners, good coaches that have trained me and taught me a lot of things. So I'm just passing it on to Rosie. So they wanted to know what specifically she was doing, because they wanted to start running too. One thing that has happened that I think that is really cool is that since she started running, why are you laughing at me? Ever since she started running, a lot of runners have come up to us and said that they were inspired by her doing this, because again, she went from not running, not being a runner, to not liking running, to signing up for a marathon. And so a lot of people have come up to us and said that they're either going to start running or that they've signed up for some races. And then a few actually said they were signing up for marathons. They walked up to us and said that they signed up for marathons. And so that's really cool. That's really cool. So she's been an inspiration to a lot of people. She never really thought about that. We didn't really think that was going to happen. There's been a lot of people that have inspired us to run. So it's cool to see it from the other side. And so she's done that. But what she's doing, I know I talked a little bit about this, but I'll be more specific. She one thing that we're doing is she does a 30-minute easy run in the week, and then a 45-minute easy run. And in between there, we do some kind of speed workout, something that kind of challenges her legs and her lungs a little bit. Right now, we've been doing it on the treadmill. We're eventually going to get to the track, but we've been doing like 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off, or sometimes 3 minutes. Kind of like a fartlek, but on the treadmill. Some intervals on the treadmill. Sometimes she gets on 2 minutes, and then I get on 2 minutes, and so our recovery is whatever the other person is running. That was a really hard workout. I think we did like 10 of those, and then we do the long runs on the weekends. And then part of that, well, the long run right now is an hour to an hour and a half. So she's right around 5 miles right now, and then another part of the workout is. Obviously cross training. We've been going to the Y and doing some weight training, trying to strengthen legs and do all kinds of workouts for the body. We can get a little bit more detailed with that later, a little bit more into that. And then obviously the other part of the training that we consider as tempo runs is 5Ks. We love running the 5Ks. Is For the Love of Go with Miss Jennifer Crosby.
All right,
and that's like a tempo run. You get everything out of joining a 5K. For those of you that have never signed up for 5K, want to start running, start walking, that's a great way to work out, because you get to be part of the running community. You get to be meet new friends, and you get to do it with everybody. So whether you walk it or walk it, whatever it is you're doing, you get to do it with everybody and be out there. And so we really use those as tempo runs. I don't like doing tempo runs by myself. It's just really hard. But I mean, you get a 20-minute tempo run, 30-minute tempo run, depending on how long it takes you to do a 5K. And so Rosie, right now, she's right around 40 to 43 minutes. She started at 47 minutes and she's down. And so that's a 45-minute tempo run, a really good hard run. So that's really cool. So that's where she is right now with her training. Okay, so although my wife may not like to run, one thing she does like is shoes, and who doesn't, especially running shoes. So I think this is her favorite part of all this training is now to be able to run shoes. She's always bought running shoes, but she always just used them for work or whatever. So now this is her excuse to be able to buy shoes, because I always told her, why are you buying running shoes? You're not even going to run. And now she's like, I have no excuse not to buy her shoes anymore. So now she's ordering shoes. So check these shoes out that we got. All right, so who doesn't like to come home after work and find some boxes on their porch, especially when they're running shoes? And so Rosie's been putting in a lot of work, a lot of good miles running, and so we went ahead and got her some daily running shoes, some daily trainers. And so we got the Nike Invincible Run 3s. Pretty cool colorway there. That's called Jade Ice with the white trim. Pretty cool. And this shoe has a full rubber outsole with some cutouts in it to lighten it up and also to give it some flexibility. It's got the full Zoom X also on the midsole. It's the same Zoom X that they have in the Alpha Fly and the Vaporfly, except this has the full midsole with Zoom X. It is an 8-ounce shoe in her 7.5 size, and it also it's a 40 millimeter stack height with a 9 millimeter drop, and it's a max cushion shoe, and it feels great. And for being max cushion, it actually has a lot of bounce to it, a lot of response. So it's a really, really good shoe. And as long as we're getting shoes, well, I went ahead and got me some shoes also. They want to pass up on a good deal here. I've been wanting this pair of shoes for a while. These are the New Balance 1080 V12s. I used to have the V10s a while back. So I've been wanting another pair, and it comes in the colorway that I got was the olive kind of army green color. It has a 27 millimeter stack height with an 8 millimeter drop. And it comes in, this one's in 11.2 ounces in my 10.5. So it's a little heavy. I wouldn't consider it a max cushion shoe, although it does have a lot of cushion. I wouldn't consider it max cushion, and I probably wouldn't do more than 8 to 10 miles in it. But it feels good, a good response. It's a really good shoe. Okay, everyone. Question of the day is: what is your biggest struggle when training for any race? In this case, for us, it's a marathon. But what is the biggest struggle, the biggest challenge you have when training for a race or a marathon? So, what is your biggest struggle so far?
My biggest struggle is getting up and doing what I do not like. Fighting with my brain.
It's challenging. I think everybody fights with that. Mm-hmm. It is mental to 90% mental. And I think the biggest challenge is just getting out of the house.
That is
off the couch,
where I'm at.
Right? It's just a struggle. For those of you, again, for this is not normal for Rosie. It is something new to her to train. She's run a lot of 5Ks and she doesn't mind doing them. But her idea of getting ready for a 5K is deciding that morning that she's gonna sign up for it while I'm picking up my pack, and she's like, I'm gonna go ahead and sign up for it. And so there's no training involved, and she doesn't care about time or place or how fast or any of that. She just wants to enjoy it, walk it, run it, or just whatever. But she understands that she cannot do that with this. You cannot just show up at a marathon and sign up that day and right. Hope to get it through. That is different. So she is now having, that is, I think, her biggest challenge that she's having is you're gonna have to commit. One of the things that we did when I told her is we're not committing to the marathon. You don't commit to a marathon. You commit to the training because that's really what gets you to the marathon. Our goal is to get to the starting line, not the finish line. Yes. And so, what are you doing? What is it that you're doing to deal with that when you don't feel like running? And we come home at 6 o'clock in the evening. I don't feel like running sometimes after work, a long day. We got to put that run in. How are you dealing with it?
Right away, I don't entertain the thought as soon as it pops up when I don't want to, I don't say nothing and just get it done.
The struggle, the
That's
fight.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just get it
And
done.
I think I've conquered it a little bit, but we're still here at the beginning and it's still fresh. And so
Yeah, and it is one thing that we have to really avoid. And y'all, again, talk to us about this. But we come home from a long day at work. Sometimes we don't get home till 6, and if we sit down on that couch, it's pretty much over. If we sit down and we get some tea or something, start snacking, a movie comes on or something happens, and you just don't feel like getting up anymore. So we really try to hurry ourselves to get ready.
yes.
Don't get on the couch. Sometimes I have to nudge her and pull her and get her out, and we might have a little intense fellowship and talk about trying to get outside. And so it is also strengthening our relationships.
Definitely it is.
So this is either going to bring us closer together, or we're going to be running separate races next year. But we're doing it. She's doing it. I will say this. She's doing it. It's struggling. It's hard. It's hard to get out there. It's hard for anybody. So I can imagine for someone who really doesn't like to run. But she's been faithful to it. She's doing it. And so I'm proud of her. She's getting it done. But tell us, comment below what is your biggest struggle and what do you challenge, and tell us what you do to overcome it and get the run in and get it done. Since the last video, another thing that we've done that was part of our training is just we've run 2 more 5Ks. We ran the Goglet 5K that was supporting the local high schools, and then we ran the Negley 5K. That one was a hilly run, so but that was fun. Yeah, it was really that one hurt. That one hurt. Actually, they both hurt. The Goglet 5K was the same route as the previous 5K we ran, except started on a different end. And for some reason, I was struggling on that one. I still managed to run the same time, but it hurt a lot more than the first one. And then the Negley 5K at Plum Creek, those are always that's full of hills. Okay, now we want to share some really cool news that happened to us. We really believe that if you move, God moves. We believe that faith without works is dead, and I just believe that she has done something that's going to require a lot of faith to accomplish and complete and just go through it. But we just believe that if God gives you the vision, He gives you the provision, and He's the supplier of all our needs. And so it requires a lot of training, a lot of running. And so she got some really cool news. Y'all saw the promo that said that my wife decided to go pro. You usually hear that with amateurs or people that are athletes that are in college, that they finally decided to go pro and get their contract. And so we just kind of tease with that, but I think it is so cool. We have some really, really special news, so check this out. Okay, we just finished the Goglet. I keep saying Google it. It's Goglet 5K at Lehman High School, supporting the Hayes County swim team. Is that correct?
Hayes High School and Lehman High School.
And Lehman High School. And so, as y'all know, Rosie signed up for her first marathon. And so this is Jennifer Crosby, the greatest race director in the world.
You're so sweet.
And so she's got an announcement for Miss Rosie.
So we had a special donation made requesting that we sponsor you in your training for the Love of Go runs that you do. And so For the Love of Go is paying for your race entries, any For the Love of Go race, all the way up through your marathon.
Oh my God.
So we can cheer you along as you go. Thank you to the donors who do that for us. And we hope to see you at Negley next weekend. And we hope to see all of y'all next weekend as well, negleyraces.com and IGotOffTheCouch.com for all of our races.
And For the Love of Go is what's the website for that?
IGotOffTheCouch.com.
Okay, that's what it is. All right, cool.
Yep.
All right.
Very good.
Awesome.
Yay!
So that was great news, and it was a huge blessing, a big surprise. We really were not expecting this at all. And so we want to give a special shout out to Miss Jennifer Crosby and For the Love of Go and all the staff, everybody who helps out. Thank you, Miss Jennifer. You've been a huge blessing in our lives for a long time. Our kids grew up in For the Love of Go races since they were running 1Ks. And so you've been a huge blessing in our lives. So thank you so much for all that you do. And so how does it feel to be a professional sponsored runner?
Exciting. I just want to say thank you, Ms. Jennifer, for everything that you've done and everything that's happening.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It's just we don't even know what to say. It's a huge surprise. So 100-fold blessing for you and your family. And what's cool about it now, Ms. Jennifer, is that she no longer has an excuse. to not run on Saturdays and races. I've always tried to force her to get to when I sign her up, and there's been times where she's like, no, I'm not running. And so now she has no excuse. Like, it's there. All I got to do is punch it in, and bam, she's in on the list, and she's ready to roll. We're actually excited about that. I don't know when you're watching, when everybody's watching this video, but we're scheduled to run in a couple of days another 5K for the love of go. So check out that website, igotofthecouch.com, and support all the local races.
Yes.
But we also want to say thank you to everyone else who's been supporting all of us and supporting the channel. Help us grow this channel. So subscribe, ring the bell, like and share, and then just remember, you're on this earth with a purpose, for a purpose. So connect with us. We want to connect with you, and let's run together. Take care. Be blessed.